Go, go, Godzilla! Woo! What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review for the new monster film, Godzilla King of the Monsters. I have been so excited for this film. I love these big monster movies. I mean, I've been a huge fan of them for years, and so I was so excited that we finally got the second installment to 2014's Godzilla in the form of this. Now, this movie stars Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Kyle Chandler, and it is directed by the one and only Michael Dougherty. This movie centers around a group of scientists known as Monarch who are trying to control this operation of keeping the Titans, aka the monsters in this movie, from kind of coming out. Somebody foils this plan. They decide that they're going to release all the monsters. So Godzilla has to be the savior of mankind and try to stop these monsters from destroying the world. I will say this movie was a bit disappointing. Now, it doesn't mean I didn't like this movie overall. I had a fun time with it. I think there's a lot of enjoyable moments. The fighting sequences between the monsters are the best moments in this movie. However, this movie does so many things that are just so ridiculously stupid. And the biggest problem with this movie is the human characters. The human story you do not give a crap about. It's just like Kong Skull Island. It's just like Godzilla 2014. Where they have 10 minutes of these epic monster fights and then they cut back to the humans for 20 to 25 minutes and you just don't really care. Felt like some of the actors were better than others. I think Kyle Chandler was probably maybe the most likable character for me, although he made some really stupid decisions and he was kind of a little over the top at times. But I mean, if we're talking about dumb characters, I got a doozy for you. Vera Farmiga's character in this movie has got to be one of the biggest dummies I've seen in a movie. Now, here's the problem with her character. Okay, so there is a moment in the film. Fine, I'll just say it. There's a moment in this film where Vera Farmiga flips. She's not the type of person that you think she's going to be. Now, if that's a spoiler for some of you guys, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to talk about this without giving away that point, but it's not a big spoiler, so it doesn't really matter. It happens very early on in the movie. Now, Vera Farmiga, the problem with her character is the worst mom ever. She drags her 12, 13-year-old daughter, which is played by Millie Bobby Brown, into these horrible situations with these monsters and these other villains around Vera Farmiga's character. And it's stupid. You don't care at all about any of these characters or what they're going through because they're just not compelling. They're not charismatic. They're really boring. To me, there was moments in the film where I just kind of looked over at my buddy Clayton and I was just like, is this ever going to go back to the monsters? Because the monster stuff is awesome. It's awesome. I would literally pay just to see 2 hours of monsters fighting with no dialogue, nothing. That would be amazing to me. But you have to add these human characters, these different humanistic elements. And then not only that, Vera Farmiga's character, she explains why she turned and why she decided that she needs to do what she's going to do. And it's stupid. It's one of the worst plans I've ever heard, and it's so dumb and so cheesy that her character would do that. I mean, she fleshes it all out. I mean, it's a good 15 minutes she goes into her plan, how mankind has mistreated the world, yada, yada, yada. Same crap you see in a bunch of these other movies where it's like, mankind is so terrible, and, you know, we need to give it back to a better power. To me, it's just stupid. You play that same narrative over and over again. You could try it however many times differently, but it's still going to feel exactly the same, and it's still going to leave a nasty taste in my mouth because there's nothing new to it. It's very generic. Another part to this movie that I didn't like, and I thought I was going to like more of, Millie Bobby Brown. I don't know, man. The entire time she was on screen, I just kept thinking to myself, that's 11. She acts exactly the same in this movie as she does in Stranger Things, and she's young. She hasn't crafted herself as an actress yet, and I think that there is potential there. I just have not seen it from her yet. And I didn't feel like she did a great job in this movie or in the performance. Like some of the things are just so unbelievable. There's this one character played by the guy who played Eric in Billy Madison. I don't know what his name is, but he's so annoying. I mean, every single line he has is just a joke. And they're like jokes that aren't even funny. There's even a joke in this movie. I kid you not. There's a joke in this movie where a character goes, hey, what time is it? and the other character goes, time for you to get a new watch. I was like, amazing writing. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Let me get into the good stuff, because it sounded like I hated this movie. I actually really enjoyed the monster parts of this movie. I could go back and just kind of fast forward to all the monster brawls in this film, which is awesome. I mean, you get the creatures look amazing. King Ghidorah looks fantastic. Godzilla is awesome. I really love Rodan in this movie, but to me, the best monster in this movie is Mothra. I just loved Mothra when she was on screen. Oh man, I mean, it looks so realistic, these monsters, and I loved and admonished this film for the look of the monsters themselves. And that's the best part of this movie. Another awesome part is because I'm a Yankee fan, they destroy Fenway Park. It is amazing. I looked over to Clayton and I was like, if they destroy Fenway Park, this is the greatest movie ever. They did it. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest movie ever, but man, was it worth it. It was so cool to see the Boston Red Sox stadium just get torn apart and ripped to shreds, and oh, that's so much fun. But all of the scenes with the monsters in it are incredible. I mean, this movie really is goofy, it's wacky, it's fun, over the top when the monsters are in the movie. But when it's just the human characters, I found it to be kind of boring, kind of dull, just not enjoyable. Now, there's a lot more Godzilla in this movie than 2014's Godzilla, so don't worry. If you want to see Godzilla Wrecking Shop, you will see Godzilla Wrecking Shop. There was a moment in this movie, now this is a negative, but I thought it was kind of interesting. There's a moment in the movie towards the end where something happens to a certain character that should kill this character, okay? And it doesn't. And I thought for a second, I was like, are you joking? Like, are they going to pull like a Vin Diesel Fast and Furious type of thing right now? Luckily, they didn't do that, but it was a little ridiculous. I mean, this movie definitely does not feel realistic, which I don't expect it going into seeing a movie about giant monsters wrecking, cities and fighting each other. But there is still a part of me that wants aspects of it to feel real. Like if a certain character goes through a certain thing, or if a certain character does something that can detriment their life and the life around others around them, people aren't invincible, and that's my one case in point, is I don't want to see characters that seem invincible that are the human characters. I just don't care for the human characters at all, but I'm really looking forward to Kong vs. Godzilla after this movie. What did you think of Godzilla King of the Monsters? Let me know below in the comment section your thoughts. Make sure you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel right now for more content just like this. Seriously, I'll be posting up a Rocket Man review this weekend. Always Be My Maybe review this weekend. So a lot of awesome videos coming for you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe and click on that notification bell so you can always stay up to date with all my latest uploads. And as always, guys, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.